be in Texas and she's mine.
I've been interested in music and show business since I was a little bitty boy. When I was 3 to about 5, I entered a lot of talent contests. Never won one, but got a lot of experience. And I've always loved poetry. My real hero was Robert W. Service. And I loved the storyline songs and storyline poems. So when I got to college, I started playing the guitar and started writing songs. They weren't any good, but I thought they were. And when I was 15, I had polio. I was the last of the polio class in 1954. And I used the instruments to regain the strength in my left hand. And so it became an obsession to strengthen my hand. And so music became the driving force of my life. And the best way to know that you're a songwriter that has some validity is for somebody to cut one of your songs and it gets some airplay. And Don Lanier and I wrote a song called Here We Go Again that Ray Charles recorded in '66.
Here we go again. She'll break my heart again. Yeah. I'll play the part again. One more time. All right, Mr. Preston.
And then the next year Nancy Sinatra did it. The next year Dean Martin did it. Then Glenn Campbell and Frankie Lane, Bobby Goldsboro, just lots of other folks. But I had about 60 of my songs recorded in about a 4-year period. Only one of them, no, 2 of them were #1 records, country records. Beer Drinking Music, and one called Dozen Pairs of Boots.
That's why I left the blue shirt hanging on a bedpost in Seattle. My Levi's foot on San Francisco Bay. And I left the Stetson hanging in a hallway down in Dallas. A dozen pair of boots along the way.
They were just plain old hillbilly honky-tonk songs, but they made me a pretty good living for a while. And then I started recording in '69. Jim Reeves was a great influence for me because I bought me a little Wallensack tape recorder and I'd put those old bad songs down and send them to him, and he'd write me a note back and he'd say, "Red, these aren't quite right, keep writing." And I will always credit Jim Reeves with me going forward. I want somebody to go on a journey with me. I love to tell stories and I like to write storyline songs. I love the West. I love everything it stands for. I love the cowboy way of life. I love the set of values that we learn from an agrarian society. And I love the images we can paint with words about the beautiful West. And I want somebody, if they go with me on a journey, to feel like they've been fulfilled and had a good time. Depends on how you look at it as to what my favorite song is. If you look at what it's done for me, Here We Go Again would have to be my favorite because it's paid off the ranch and bought 2 lots on the golf course. But from a creative standpoint, I have several songs that are storyline songs that I'm awfully proud of. Wagon Tongue, When the Cimarron Was Red and on the Rise.
But it was dark and deadly in the spring of '83, when the Cimarron was red and on the rise. We were at the wagon playing cards and telling...
My favorite song in the entire world is a song that Marty Robbins wrote called Man Walks Among Us. And it's an absolutely gorgeous song. But you know, Willie did an album in 1957 called And Then I Wrote. And I have sat cross-legged on the floor and listened to those songs time after time after time. And what impressed me about them was that every single line is a title. And I've known Willie for a long time. There's nobody in the business I have more respect for, and anything he writes touches me. I love the radio business. I love to travel. I probably won't do more than 40 concerts this year, but they're in places where people understand what I'm talking about, and I really enjoy those. I've got some television projects I'm working on. Just within the past few days, we've decided to do a pilot on a project that I've been working on for several years. And so I'm going to keep busy and hopefully expose the world of the American cowboy to a lot of folks who aren't exposed to it. My life ain't too bad.
And we'll build a cattle kingdom, and we'll call Texas home.